Hi guys. Hello, Tom. Hi, Tanwin. Welcome to class. Hello, phone. Can you guys turn on your webcams? There you go. I see Tanwin. Okay. Hello, Thumb. How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Good, good. Let me share my screen. Thumb, can you just check with me? Can you see my screen here?
Yes,
Speaking
I can
part three.
I can
Okay.
see your screen.
Okay, good, good. All right, guys, we'll get started in just a moment. Wait for a couple more students to arrive, which, as I say that, Ciao, how are you today?
Uh, I'm great. Thanks.
Good, good to have you join us. We were just about to get started in a minute. Hello, Vivian.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm good right now. Yeah. How about
Good, good,
you?
good. I'm doing fine. The clocks just went back here in Spain, so we used to be 5 hours difference with Vietnam. Now it's 6 hours. We're
Yes.
6 hours behind. What time is it in Vietnam? Is it 7 o'clock?
Yes, in Vietnam is 7 p.m.
Hmm. All right, and we've got everyone is arriving now. Hello, Din An, welcome. Hello, Nhi, welcome to the class. All right, guys, let's get started. And in today's class, we're going to look at part three. So until today, we've looked at part one and part two. And now we will move on to this part of the speaking test and also look at the topic of food and diets. And I'm going to give you guys some vocabulary related to this topic, as well as um, one thing, if you remember from this lesson, one key lesson is discourse markers. So you will see this phrase used many times, and you might see it in different ways online. You might read an article or a post or watch a short with some tips about the speaking test. And if you ever hear any of these words, then you're on the right track. This one is going to be making up part of your grade or your band score. And you can hear it called fluency markers or connectives in other ways. So that's the focus of today's class. Hello, Billy. I just noticed you joined as well. And if we're talking about the topic of food, well, this could come up in many different ways. So on part one, you might be asked, What's your favorite dish? What do you usually eat for breakfast? Do you know how to cook? What kinds of meals can you cook? Does your family usually eat out or eat at home? These are questions about your life. So that will come in part one. In part two, you might be asked to describe a food from your country, for example. But mostly today we'll look at part three. And on part three, they're going to ask you about others, other people, and you will basically have a discussion with the examiner about food in Vietnam. So they might ask you, what do you think is the most popular in Vietnam, eating at home or eating in a restaurant? Okay. And yeah, if there's one thing when you're practicing questions, notice the words that are used. Okay. So in part one, they might ask, what kind of food do you like? Whereas in part three, they won't use this pronoun. Instead, they will say something different. They will state your country or Vietnamese people. What are some popular foods in your country? For example. Okay, so this will lead to more guessing in your answer. You might not know the answer immediately, but for the first question, you will know it. Yeah, so if somebody asks me this question, what kind of food do you like? Straight away, I will tell them, well, I follow a plant-based diet, so I usually like to eat a lot of fresh foods and vegetables, but I guess I would say my favorite meal is curry. Now, I know this pretty quickly, yeah, but if I have to think of the second question, uh, I might need to think a little bit, yeah. Okay, so the one at the top is part one. The one at the top is part one, and the one down the bottom is part three. Billy, can you read out the part one and part three question on the screen?
How do you choose which restaurants to go to? Why do people go to different types of restaurants?
Okay, so do you notice the difference between the question there? Again, yeah, this word in the middle here, the pronoun, that's going to be the key difference between those two questions. Okay, next one. Phương, part one and part three.
Can you start again?
Phương, just read out the questions. Part one, part three.
Part one, do you prefer eating in the restaurant or cooking at home? Part three, which is more popular in the country, eating in a restaurant or cooking at home?
Okay, there we go. An example for eating out, cooking at home. Let's go to the next question. Tiên An.
How has the okay? How has the question? Okay, I got it. Has your taste in food changed since you were a child?
Okay, great. Next one.
Okay. How has the how has the type of food people eat changed over the last 50 years?
This is not the same question. This is not the same. Has your taste in food changed since you were a child? Oh, definitely. I used to eat meat as a standard balanced diet. I ate chicken and beef and all kinds of meat. Now that I'm older, I don't eat any of those things anymore. Part three, how has the type of food people eat changed over the last 50 years? Well, I imagine that because there are more supermarkets nowadays, people tend to eat a lot more packaged and processed foods than they used to several decades ago, when a lot of people used to visit markets to get more fresh produce, even from local butchers and local grocers that they they knew on a first name basis. Not the same question. Okay, so notice why it's not the same question. And here in part 3, there is no Auntie Hua or Uncle Tung. It's not about them, but it's about everybody. Yeah, it's about, let me think about Vietnamese people in general. Vietnamese people in general, 50 years ago, what food did they have access to? Probably your parents' generation or your grandparents probably were not eating bibimbap. They were probably not eating sushi. Okay, there's a difference, and you have to kind of look outside of yourself and look at others. So this task is more difficult, but when you practice it, it will be like a piece of cake. It will be instant for you to answer it. Okay. Don't make the mistake of talking about one person or yourself. Okay. Question about next example. Tan Nguyen. We're just noticing. You can just read them out.
What will you have for dinner tonight? Or how do you think our eating habit will change in the future?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tan Nguyen. Let's go to the next one. And Nhi, part 1, part 3.
What do you think about fast food? Some people think fast food is unhealthy and should be banned. Do you agree?
Okay, this question in part 3 is asking for 2 opinions. Uh, well, it could be a good idea to talk about the pros and cons. You don't have to do that. You could just say that you agree. You don't need to talk about both sides, but a lot of students will talk about both sides. Question 1, what do you think about fast food? Well, of course, I like it, and I usually eat it on a weekly basis. Things like hamburgers, sandwiches, and instant noodles. However, somewhere inside of me, I know that those foods are not the most healthy options. Okay, let's look at the next one. Right. So those are all the examples, guys, of what you will see. And here we have a set of questions that you can notice that they are giving opinions, comparing past and present, give reasons, describe, and speculate. Let me ask Tom, what do you think this word means? If we just read the question, how do you think our eating habits will change in the future? Can you give me an example, a synonym, or a Vietnamese word for speculate? I'm happy with any of those options.
Um, I think your thought about um a an opinion.
Speculate? Yes, you do give an opinion. You are absolutely correct, Tom. You will give an opinion, but it's more like a guess. It's more like you are using imagination because something happening in the future, you don't know what's going to happen um, unless you are somebody who can predict the future. Maybe you are, but speculating is just about being creative. Okay, so just think of something a bit different. Um, how do you think our eating habits will change in the future? Well, maybe we will not need to think about eating solid foods, and rather than going to the store to buy fresh solid foods, maybe people are just going to go to a machine and they might select some pills or powders and things that don't take much effort to eat. So I think this is the direction we are going in the future. Of course, you can't say that for certain, something might change, but you just kind of think outside the box. Okay. Give opinion. Let's see. Chow, can you read me the question on the board?
Give opinion. Some people think fast food is unhealthy and should be banned. Do you agree?
Okay, so that's an opinion. How do you know that's an opinion?
Opinion is give your idea. Give Let's talk about your view, and
Good.
it's
But
personally.
how does it say it? What does it write in the question that says it's a view? You know that when you read the question. How do you know that?
Uh,
For example, number 6, I know this is speculate because it tells me to think into the future, and I know speculate means about the future. So how do you know this question is opinion?
it's hard. Do you agree?
Oh, right. Okay. So whenever you see this question or whenever the examiner says to you, um, Chow, some people think fast food is unhealthy. Do you agree? You should use the phrase "in my opinion" every time. In my opinion, you can use the phrase "I strongly believe" or just "I believe." You can use the phrase "from my perspective." And it's stated in the question, and they're going to be looking for that. Those are discourse markers. Those are the examiner. Give them to the examiner. So I know this is an opinion question. Here's the word. Okay. Billy, compare question. How do you know this is a compare question?
The phrase is more written adjective.
With an adjective. Good. Excellent. That's the case, yeah. So we have something called comparative, more popular comparative language. So in your answer, make sure you use comparative language. So cooking a meal at home is more typical or is more popular than going out to a restaurant. That's comparative language. Okay, next one, past or present. How has the type of food people eat changed? And the key to this question is to use the correct tense. So if we look at the beginning and the verb, what tense is this? Is it past simple, present perfect, past perfect, or is it present simple? Let me give you those options again in the chat box. You guys can choose. I gave you 4 options. What do you think, guys? Tense. Which tense should I use in my answer? Okay, Anna's saying present perfect. Anna's saying present perfect. Tianan, do you agree? Is it present perfect?
I think it's yes, present perfect.
Okay, so if I gave you the phrase change dramatically in Vietnam, change dramatically. Can you give me one sentence? That's your answer. Tell me the sentence in present perfect. How has the type of food people eat changed? It changed dramatically would not be correct. It changed dramatically. So we need to change something. What should you change? How can you say it? Tunan is having a long think there. Let's see. Vivian, what do you think?
I should answer this question.
So if I asked you, how has the type of food people eat changed over the last 50 years? All right, let me guys write you a sentence in the chat box. My answer is going to start like this. One second. So the sentence in the chat box, have a look, guys. It is the direct answer. You need to give some example or detail, okay? But that's the answer. It's not correct though, because of the tense. So how can we change this sentence to present perfect?
Yes, it has. Like in Vietnam, um, people eating habits has changed a little bit.
Wow. Yeah, good on you. That's a difficult question. Good to do that very quickly. So Vivian, I can see that off the top of your head. Tenses, you're on top of it. And well, tenses are very important, especially in part three, because they will throw tenses at you, and it needs to be automatic. We're talking here on the speaking test, a band 7 student will just automatically throw that back. So you guys, to practice this so that it's not difficult in any way, just go here. Okay, look at present simple, present perfect, present continuous. They are all there. I will give you the link. Actually, you guys already know this. You already know this, 80%, but you need to know it 100%. You understand? So it's like a click of a finger. And just a few times, practice like once a week for a few weeks, it will be automatic for you. I'm very sure of it. Okay. So just be aware that they're going to throw that at you to see if you know it or didn't know it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so yeah. I want to stop here. And as you can see on the board, there are 4 questions. And I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes now. You can choose one question on the board, and I will get you to share your answer first of all, just to see, do you understand how to answer the questions? So actually for these answers, 4 sentences or less is enough. You need to just answer and give an example or explain why this is your answer. All right, choose one question below, share your answer in the chat box. We'll give you all about 5 minutes. Okay, guys, one more minute. And can you write your answer in the chat box? If you're on a computer. If you're on your phone, that's okay, I understand. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get you to give it a try. And yeah, just to practice. So don't worry if your answer is too short, or don't think about your grammar or anything like that at this stage. I just want to hear you thinking about the question, practicing your speaking, and later I will give you more practice time. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to take 4 or 5 students now. let's have the first one, Zhang.
Yes.
Okay. Which one did you go for?
So I choose the number 2. How has the type of food people eat changed over the last 50 years?
Great. Go ahead. You can share your answer.
So in my own opinion, I would think that people in the past for more 50 years, they are used to eat more the boiled food more than people now who is preferred fried food like chicken, hamburger, pizza, or like anything's unhealthy for us.
Very good. Very good.
And
That's enough.
okay.
35, 40 seconds. Okay. Yeah, nice. So you've used this phrase. I would like to point it to everybody. This phrase is very very suitable for the question number 2, guys. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Let's move on. Then go to the next student. We're gonna ask Anne to go next, yeah?
So I choose the first question.
Yeah. Which is more popular in your country, eating in a restaurant or cooking at home?
Well, cooking at home is more popular because most families in Vietnam have a decent income. They buy raw food ingredients and cook meals at home. In other hand, eating a restaurant is more low-key because it uh, it it only happens in some special occasions
Ah,
or some high incoming families.
very good. Yeah, oh, nice analysis. Yeah, I really like that you think about both sides of the debate or both sides of the question. And average middle class and some other uh, families in society, your different groups of people. That's really suitable. Okay, good job. Let's go to the next one. It's going to be Tan Nguyen. Okay. Tan Nguyen, what's the question?
I do question number 2.
Okay, good stuff. Go ahead.
From my perspective, the eating style of most people in Vietnam has changed a lot. In the past, the food is most choose based on the people interest, but now people are very cautious when they choose the ingredient in the supermarkets. This is because the food hygiene is mentioned every day in the news, and people now prefer to choose some fat-free or low-fat ingredient in their meals.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Tang Nguyen, I really like the vocabulary choice in your answer. For example, the word hygiene. Can you just share with the rest of the class of hygiene? What is that in a basic way? Can you think of a simple word? What does it mean if I say the food, I go to this restaurant because of hygiene? Because it is?
I think that is about the cleanliness of food.
Yeah, excellent choice. Yeah, so how clean it is. All right, let's there we go. We got an automatic choice now. So, Nye, you're up next.
I choose question 1.
Okay, good stuff. Go ahead.
In my opinion, I think cooking at home is still more popular in my country, especially among families. Many people enjoy homemade food because it's healthier and cheaper as well. However, eating out has become more common among young people who has busy schedules or want to try new dishes at cafes and restaurants.
Okay, really good. Interesting. I can see that you are thinking about it, the answer from the perspective of a particular group, the younger generation. Okay, let's take another answer here. Let's see who's next. I think I forgot to move on this part of the wheel. Okay, let's ask Vivian next. Vivian, which question?
I think I will choose question 3.
What are some popular foods in your country?
Um, Personally, in my country, there are various types of popular food. For example, beef noodle soup, bún bò Huế. I think they are truly popular all over the world because um they because they offer a balance of flavors that include both salty, bitter, and sour, and maybe sometimes a little bit spicy.
Okay, good. So names of dishes, different types of tastes. When I'm listening to you answer, I get an image or a picture in my head about what types of food are eaten in Vietnam. And Vivian, so when you get this question, you start personally. Yeah?
Yes.
What are some popular foods in your country personally for the opinion? So maybe there's no opinion question here, but if it says, do you agree or do you think? Here, it's a bit tricky. What would you start with? I would just start with something like, well, actually, or as a matter of fact. Let me write this stuff down, guys. So you could use any of these. And these are not natural starting points, yeah, because they tell you what are they? What are the foods? They are, or there are a number of foods, but starting like that is not complete, so you can add this word at the beginning, yeah? Or, let me see. Well, actually, all right, so let's take one more answer. Okay, Tien, okay, Feng,
Those are the animals.
Feng, which question?
I choose the question number 1.
Number 1, okay, go ahead.
Let's suppose that people who live in my country, they tend to be cooking at home than eating out because of eating habit from their family. Not only the healthy habit, but also about eating cooking at home. They can eat together and gather around the dinner table with their family. Um, provided that meeting or gathering with their friends, people in my country may go to the restaurants or the hotels to eat, and that's why I call that.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, you give a lot of details in your answer, reasons, and it says which is more popular. So if you say eating at home or cooking at home is more popular, explain why. You do that very well. So that's good. And also this phrase tend to. I like the phrase tend to in part 3. And also good to hear is this one as well. So you guys can try in the rest of the questions if it's related. Okay, good. So we're good to go. I can see that you all can answer the question fully. And yeah, it's about, like, just as a general note, about 3 to 4 sentences or less, about 30 to 40 seconds. And why these times? It's a bit strange. I'm speaking. Why am I speaking with a time limit? Well, it's just that your exam is 15 minutes and part 3 is 5 minutes. So 15 minutes full exam, well, actually 14 to 15. And the examiner will spend some time reading the question, which 4 or 5 questions, that will take them 30 seconds or a little bit more. So you don't have a lot of time. So if for question number 1, you speak for 2 minutes, you already used all your time in part 3, but you only answered 1 question. So try to answer like 4 or 5 questions in part 3. That's the goal. Yeah, 4 to 5 questions or more. Even some cases you might, for some topics, you might answer more. Okay. Billy, any questions? You look like you have a question.
Yeah, no matter.
Okay, let's move on then. So yeah, discourse markers over here. Here's some of them. Let's look at more. So give opinion. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. This is discourse markers. How about the next one? Yeah, Billy, can you read it out on the left here?
There are numbers of different types.
Bless you. What would you say? What would you guess? 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6?
I was mark this for the reason.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh, okay. Yeah, so maybe it's describe. Why is it describe? Different types, 3 or 4 different types of food. Okay, let's look at the next one. Zhang,
Yes.
which can you read out the phrase?
Over the past few years,
Okay, which do you think it falls under? Which category?
I think is past and present.
Let's have a look. Excellent. Okay, Tanwin, next one.
I think that in the future, I think it's maybe the speculate.
Speculate over here. Excellent. Tom, next one.
I think is belong to compare.
Okay, you're correct. Next one. Yi. Oh, this one is obvious. Well, the main reason for this is this main reason, give reasons. Okay, so you can't say it like that. The next one. What do you think? We have 2 options in each of them.
I think is give opinion.
Okay, let's have a look. This one is speculate. It is an opinion, but when we're talking about the future, we talk about what we predict, what we think will happen. If we talk about doubt, it means what we think won't happen. Okay, next one. Next one, Anne. Let me just check. Anne, is your mic working?
Yeah.
Okay, read out the phrase.
I have to say it because
What do you guess? Which category?
number 4 is real.
Yeah, correct. Okay, Dian An, next one.
I didn't catch that. Can you repeat the question?
Oh, that's okay. How are you today? Are you all good? You seem a bit tired.
Yeah, I'm a bit tired. I just like did something for my school.
You got a deadline.
I did some like what's this called? Yeah, I did some things for my school that like drained my energy. So I'm
Nice
kind of
phrase.
tired.
Nice phrase. I understand, So, just for everybody, next time, if you're too tired to speak,
Sure.
can you write me a message, teacher, I'm not up for it today. Then I'm not gonna call on you like that. It's a bit much, isn't it? Thank you for sharing, Dian. Okay, next one is compare. Yeah, and guys, there you go. There's the table. So I'm gonna basically share that one with you now.
But the sign pose to question.
Let me post.
Is
Okay,
this
guys, look in the chat box. I'm gonna post the link now. Problem is my laptop will not load. There we go. Okay, guys, you should be able to get into the file now. Okay, guys, so what I'm gonna get you to do now is practice sharing or practice answering the rest of the questions with a partner. So let me put you into the breakout rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, guys, I'm going to get you to share your answer once more after having some practice. Let's have Tom go next. You can choose any question.
I choose question 1.
Question 1. Which is more popular in country, eating in a restaurant or cooking at home?
Well, in my country, cooking at home is more popular than eating in a restaurant. Because people tend to use local ingredients to make some dishes like rice, noodle, or bánh mì, phở. And it's not only make sure the quality of meals, but also save the family budget. As a result, homemade food is affordable and appropriate for their taste.
Oh, okay, nice. Appropriate for taste, budget, safe for the family budget. Lots of nice vocabulary, Tom. Let's go to ask, let's see. Dian An, can you go next?
Okay. So I chose the question 3. What are let me see. Check. Okay.
Let's
What
see
are
what
some
this is.
popular food in your country?
Okay.
There are there are many popular food in my country, Vietnam, mostly because of their flavor, but also because of the culture, of the history. Pho is arguably one of the most famous food here. It's always in the top one best food in my country. It's a because it's a deliciously noodle soup that people can enjoy literally everywhere, and most of the
Terrific.
time it's really it tastes really good.
Terrific.
Uh, but-
That's
and
good.
also
That's enough.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, for
okay.
part 3. If you are talking in part 2, you need to keep talking. But yeah, I'm looking here, 35 seconds, more than enough. Yeah, very interesting answer, Tian An. Uh, I would definitely agree with you as well. Okay, and let me just ask one question. You use this word, right? Uh, Literally. Okay, so people definitely do this, right? They eat on the corner shop, on the side of the road, they eat at restaurants, they eat at home, they eat it at the hotel. You can find pho anywhere, actually. So I think it makes sense, but what does it mean literally everywhere? Like if I use the word literally. So it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't really add to what you're saying. So it's I wouldn't use this word, is what I'm going to suggest to you. It sounds quite vague and not to the point, whereas everything that you're saying up until that point is very direct. So yeah, you just think about what does it actually mean. All right, so let's ask Billy to go next. Billy, which question you go for?
Well, I choose the second question to answer. Obviously, there are lots of considerable trends in people eating habit. Nowadays, people prefer to consume the processed foods like chips, or soft drink compared to the last 50 years when people have their meals with organic fruits in their gardens or local markets, and I guess that mm, the choice of food people's eating in these days is a little bit more unhealthy than they were
Okay.
the past.
Good, good. All right. Comparison, present and past is very clear that that's what you're doing. Let's see. Ciao, can you go next?
I choose question number 1.
Okay, go ahead.
Uh, sorry, there is some mistake. In my country, cooking at home is still more popular because it's healthier and cheaper and it's more
Convenient?
and it's more cleaner.
Mm.
Families usually enjoy spending time together while preparing meals. However, eating out is becoming more common among young people now due to their busy lifestyle and in the future.
Terrific. Okay. So yeah, your answer is really detailed as well. I think you've answered the question fully, and that's what you need to do. I've got one point here. Ciao. Which one? More clean or cleaner? Which one is correct?
More cleaner.
No, it's okay for all words. Like what could I give you as an example? Um, for example, this. There is never these two things never go together. So you can't have more and It has to be more or it has to be two options. So I heard you say more cleaner, but you have to choose more clean or cleaner.
Is cleaner.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so for that, just comparatives. Let me send you a list of comparative endings. Yeah. Actually, it's probably on here somewhere. Comparative. So yeah, you need to study B1, this one, comparative superlative adjectives. That'd be the one. Okay. Uh, let's see, who do we have next? Thumb.
Yes,
Which question?
I choose question number 4.
How do you think our eating habits will change in the future, Thumb?
Well, I think now many people are choosing fast foods or maybe junk food, so health problems become more popular, such as cancer or fat. Um, Therefore, with the promo promotion of concern about this effect, many people will change the habitats like um, the natural fresh food will be appreciated, like vegetarian foods or salad. Yes.
Wow, very interesting answer. Yeah. Fast food versus fresh food. and your opinion on which one will become more popular in the future. Okay. Just a couple of, from your word choice is a little bit off. Like you're using some really nice vocabulary, but actually you say it like this, but it should be this. There are two words. Habitat is where you live. Habit is what you do on a regular basis. And I think you mean this one. Habits. People's habits will change, not people's habitats. So
Yeah.
word choice, a bit of a focus, yeah. There were a couple of more examples in there as well. Okay. Wow, you guys done a really good job up until now. And we're going to do more practice in a moment, but I think let's get out of our seats, stretch, and you guys can be re-energized for the next part of the lesson. Let's take a break until 8:16. 5 minutes break, everyone. Okay, guys, let's continue. So go ahead and put on your webcams and rejoin the class if you're not back already. Billy, I can see you. Tanwin, Firm, and is back. Okay, let's get started. So, well, this topic about food, not too tricky, right? Not such a challenging topic. Next topic is social media. What do you guys think? Do you think it will be an easy or difficult topic? Again, I don't think it's the most difficult topic, probably because you guys use social media on a regular basis. But now I would like you to think a little bit about the structure of your answer in part 3. And for the most part, you guys are already doing that. But we just want to make sure that we know what to put in every answer. What are the boxes that we need to tick? For example, uh, well, what are some popular foods in your country? So in my answer, I need one of these. Yeah, so my direct answer needs to include this at the beginning. So let me write it for you so you can see what I mean. What are some popular foods in your country? Okay, so uh, as a matter of fact, Vietnam has a very strong food culture with many different dishes. Um, perhaps there are thousands of different meals that you could order, but some of them include pho noodles, banh mi, or what else could we say? Nhí, what other food in Vietnam?
Maybe bún chả. Do you
Okay,
know?
let's put yes, very famous, bún chả. Which are all, we need to explain to the examiner very briefly, which are all rice-based dishes, usually accompanied with meats or vegetables. You don't need to explain exactly what bún chả is in part 3. Just mention some detail about one of the ingredients. Yeah, one or two of the ingredients. And most of these dishes, oh, banh mi is not rice-based dish. Okay, well, maybe we can just explain bún chả, yeah? Bún chả, which is a rice-based dish. Does it have pork or beef knee? Bún
Oh,
chả.
what?
What is the ingredient in bún chả? Is it pork?
Yeah, it's maybe pork and they I don't know to describe you, but include a noodles eat with a little bit of salad like carrot or
Pickled
that.
carrot.
Yeah, pick a little bit of carrot, noodles, and salad a little.
I often forget. It's kind of like a grilled meat, right? Because I don't eat meat, so I often forget this dish. Is it grilled pork? I would probably say grilled pork. So you just have to refer, which is a dish with rice noodles. Make it simple, yeah? That is describing different dishes. And you could add an extra detail if you have one. Maybe say something like these dishes are popular among everybody in Vietnam, and they also have a strong reputation overseas. Okay. What are we doing in this answer? Include a discourse marker at the beginning. We've got one. Include a direct answer. So sentence number 1 is direct answer. We respond to the question, what are the popular foods? The popular foods are thousands of different meals that you could even order. And I give some examples. So here we give examples for noodles, banh mi, or bún chả. So you can highlight that. There's my examples. The direct answer here is a little bit indirect, I guess, but you're still answering the question. As a matter of fact, yes. There are many types. Here's the answer, yeah? Okay. So maybe we highlight this part. Direct answer to the question. Yes, there are many different types of dishes. Here is just an added detail. Yeah, so I'm going to add a detail here. Is my answer at least 3 sentences? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I would say at least 3 sentences, 3 to 4, and your answer is good to go. Just make sure that you answer in the way that the question asks. Create or provide an explanation or an example, and maybe some extra detail on the end there if you have it. Oh, by the way, 2-sentence answer in part 3. It is enough sometimes for some questions. There's not too much to say. But in some questions, make your answer more developed. Yeah? All right, so I'm going to put you guys into groups in a second. And in each group, there should be a writer. So the writer will write directly on the Google Docs. Yeah, for example, let me say I'm in a group with boom, Thomas and Tan Nguyen. And I say, let's start with, can you answer one question together? Okay. If you get more time, you can do another question, but just focus on one. And then we can all read the question and think of a possible answer. Yeah. And share your ideas together. So why do people like to use social media? So think about, why do some people like to use social media? Relaxing at the end of the day, I guess. That will be my answer. So you could write it on the board here on your group. So Thomas says relaxing at the end of the day, scrolling. Tanwin, what do you think? Why do people like to use social media?
I think maybe they used to socialize, like you used to make friends, keep in touch with relatives and friends, and also maybe connect with the strangers.
Excellent. Okay. Let me ask Feng, why do you think people like to use social media?
From the groups, I think people tend to use social media because relaxing after several tension and exhausted time.
Say again. I can't hear you.
Because of relaxing after tension and exhausted time. Also, I think keep in touch with friends too. And the two are connected with between people
Okay.
in country or other country.
Oh, okay. Connect with people from other countries. Okay, from other countries. All right, we have some ideas now for our group. So the next thing would be to write the answer together. So, the writer can start off and ask the group to help. So why do people like to use social media? Guys, can you tell me? Do we have any phrase here? We can open the link. Anything to do with reason to signal an example. That's an example. Reason. There's no reason. So we go here. Reason. Oh, there it is. Give reasons. Well, the main reason for this is, or I'd have to say this is because, okay, we just start our answer like that. I'd have to say that this is because, and then ask your friends to pitch in, to contribute. Tan Nguyen, just choose any idea. How can I continue the answer? So then Tan Nguyen maybe gives this one, yeah? Because he already shared. So he can say, Thomas, can you say this? And I was like, okay, Tan Nguyen, let me write your idea. This is because it is to keep in touch with, because they want to keep in touch with family and friends or even connect with strangers. I'm gonna put this here maybe as well. This one is for reasons. Okay, we answered the question, but we can add another detail. To add another detail, we can say additionally, or we can say this phrase. What's more, they also might want to just relax at the end of the day. By sitting on their couch and seeing what's going on in the world. Okay, Tan Nguyen, what can I add anything here to my answer? What can I add? Is it good enough?
I think that is enough.
That's enough? Okay, you guys decide, yeah? I think we've got good details in here, and then I will just ask Fung, can you add anything to this answer?
I think we can put some example.
Oh, very good. So yeah, maybe we could, because you gave an example here, right? For example, you could, how can you connect? Say something more about connecting.
Say the name of app, like
People can remain up to date.
I think the people keep in touch throughout several apps such as Instagram, Messenger.
Okay, so I didn't hear this part correctly, I think. On several apps like Instagram or
Facebook.
Facebook, yeah. Okay, so if you can't hear your partner, maybe audio is unclear, just tell them to write in the chat box. Boom. Can you write it? Okay, then Fung will write this part here and she can add it. because I think it's not correct what I heard. And at the end, you just ask one friend to read the answer at the end. So we'll just say like, I've been the writer. So we'll say, Tanwin, can you read the answer? When we read the answer, we might see something missing or might see some mistake. Okay, so you guys work together in groups to create one or maybe two answers if you have time, but focus on one. And you can choose any question. Write your name, write your group name here on the Google Docs. Okay, I'm going to put you guys in the breakout rooms now. So we are. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Okay, guys, you can get started.
Goodbye.
Okay. Is everyone back? Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, after a little bit of getting used to this activity, I see that most of you guys can write an answer. Looks pretty good. And of course, you're brainstorming many different ideas. At the end, you will only be able to choose one or two, maybe three at most, to include in your answer. So here we have another one. This is probably the right length. This one is a little bit long, guys. But don't worry too much about that today. In the next lesson, we will come back to this and I will give you some feedback about it, okay? So for now, for the homework, you're going to be answering some part 3 questions about food and just try to apply some of the things that we've done today, which is you guys have some notes here about the fluency points, fluency markers, discourse markers. If you can include one of them in each answer, you'll be good to go. All right. I will see everyone next week then. Take care. Have a good evening. Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Yeah, see you.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.